Hi all, it's me Aki from Bring Forth, and this is set 35 part 5. I'd like to discuss the recent article in the Finnish magazine Helsingin Sanomat, or the News of Helsinki. And the article reads as follows. About 1 in 10 Finns believes nuclear power to be the most carbon dioxide heavy energy production mode. Actually, as a matter of fact, nuclear power in its production process does not release CO2 into the atmosphere. This is a blatant lie. This is the kind of lie that you hear from people who are bought and paid for by the nuclear lobby. This is asinine. This is completely wrong, and it will probably be so wrong that even addressing it will be a down penalty for me, because it is a clear lie, but I will take the effort. I linked several studies here, and I call them a liar, and one of those quotes is, "The study also noted that for most common category reactors, the light water reactor, harmonization decreased the median estimate for all RV technology categories so that the median BRVs, PVRs, and LRVs are similar at approximately 12 grams of carbon dioxide per kilowatt hour, or equal." This is the real number. The fact of the matter is that CO2 released by nuclear power isn't high, but it exists, and this we have to take into account. I've actually taken the effort of answering to these people and saying that this is just plain wrong, that they don't really understand what they are talking about. The averaged kilograms of carbon dioxide per gigajoule for wood is 0.39, for peat it's 0.36, for lignite, or what you would call brown coal, it's 0.36. But for Lusatia, a German province, and Rhineland, another German province, both which Rhineland at least has heavy carbon industry, the amount is 0.41, so it's actually more than for peat. Hard coal is 0.34, fuel oil is 0.28, and diesel is 0.27. I had to take the stand here to actually show these people what the real numbers are. I even went so far as to say that peat power is safer than most forms of coal, but this can be debated. In my opinion, our power generation should come first from burning waste, because that we have plenty of, and as it degenerates on its own in the field, we will release methane, which is a much worse gas than carbon dioxide for our current environmental concerns. And this is, in my opinion, the first power source to burn off our own waste. Then we should have what is commonly called a grid-safe power source. This is probably nuclear, because I belong to this group called Nuclear Power Belongs in the Future, because we don't have the technology to do it safely yet. We don't have the 4th generation nuclear power plants like we should. They aren't widely used yet, but when they become available, they will use nuclear waste as their energy source. So there's that. And after those are used, we should use something like renewables as much as we can construct them, but the construction process for renewables, and the best ones like geothermal power, is immensely manpower heavy and will not be not be usable for a long period of time, so we will have to use the conventional power sources. But we should nonetheless have a peat, waste, and nuclear and renewable power output for the most part. So I'm kind of offended by the article and how inaccurate it was. I'm looking for an even better report on the different carbon dioxide footprints of the power production sources. The ones I have are a little I could do it like this. There's an article from the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, I believe it was called. I could do it like this. It reads, combustion of peat leads to emissions of carbon dioxide, CO2, to the atmosphere. In addition, mining of peat alters the environment such that the natural fluxes of CO2 and other greenhouse gases are modified. Of particular is a reduction of in the emissions of methane, CH4, in the drained parts of the mires. We estimate the total impact on the greenhouse effect of these processes. The results indicate that the decreased emission of methane from drained mires compensates for about 15% of the CO2 emissions during the combustion of peat. It follows that in a time perspective of less than several hundred years, peat is comparable to a fossil fuel as far as the contribution to greenhouse gases is concerned. So if we reduce it by 15%, we have this map here. We have peat at 0.83. and we have coal at 0.34. So if we take this 0.39, let's hope I still remember this correctly, and divide by 100 and multiply by 85, we get 0.3315, which puts peat between hard coal and fuel oil, so that is roughly what we should be getting. So in short, this is a blatant lie. So I don't really know what else there is to say about this. Anyway, I thought I should comment on this. So anyway, that is all I have to say about this topic.